instead of using, when covering tunnels, you either want to push in so you're watching the stairs, or play from the back of plat looking at tunnels. Smoking tunnels is alright, but it doesn't really do a whole lot. I'd rather see that smoke at double doors. Um, you have a lot more visibility as they come in, and it's really hard to push through double doors. But yeah, it just falls apart, so there's not a whole lot to say
Bomb
there.
has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
One of the things you can't really comment on is the communication, because I wasn't there and mumbled with you guys. But it can make a difference as far as verbally saying I got window, I got double doors, because there are a lot of times that I noticed that two people were watching the same spot, stuff like that. All right, let's see what happens here. What round is this? 5. 2 go lower. You guys see 2 on cat. The 2 guys lower see 2 on cat. And what I would have liked to see, actually, I think you do end up going long, which is the correct decision, right? You see 2 on cat, long's weak. Yeah. So you got to think about, okay, where can they be? Your guy just called lower that he just saw 2 on cat, and you guys got the trade or the kill, and that's even better. So what you want to think about is, okay, how do I exploit that they're playing heavy cat? Okay, so they're weak long. So what I like to do in this case, you guys have an opper, escort the opper to long, take long, not as in take long all the way out to kind of here before you peek. And then have him jump into pit. As an AKer jumping into pit, what happens if there's a guy watching you with an op, on site. Now you're kind of stuck in a weird position where, okay, I'm gonna try to have to get a Randy one click, and it's risky. So one of the strats that I used to run is it's a 3-2 split, right? But you double flash over long, you take long up until the point where you peak sight. You have your opper jump into pit, and then your 2 guys rotate back, and you 4-man push cat. Now, the reason why this works out so well is because, okay, if they're playing up long, hopefully, if they're playing aggressive long, you can hopefully get a pick. If you don't, that's okay too. Once your opper's in pit, there's the threat of, he's going to peek out and kill me. Now, he doesn't have to peek out right away, especially if there's an opper watching him. He can sit there for 10 seconds until you guys push up from cat. But as soon as you guys push up from cat, then there's the threat of, oh, now I have 2 angles to watch out, and I'm over, there are too many angles to watch, and the opper kind of just falls apart at that point. Your opper peeks out from long, gets anyone trying to rotate from crossover, or up on sight. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so your opper jumps in, gets the pick. Zion had some good picks this game. Okay, so I forget who got picked here, but you guys show the bomb long. And that's a big tell, right? As soon as they see the bomb long, their B guys are rotating. So you either drop the bomb before you peek that, or yeah, you can't show it, or else you gotta commit fast, right? Because they're gonna rotate fast. One thing you can do, you can show bomb and then like have Zion or you watching for the rotator picks, right? Because these guys were playing super passive the whole time. The whole game on CT side, they never like push through B tunnels or push through long, right? And it's one of the things you guys don't react to as far as, okay, if they are pushing sites, right? If they're pushing through tunnels, if they're pushing through long, how do I change how I'm playing? You know, you can wait for picks in that case if they're being aggressive. If they're not, then you can exploit that as well, right? So how do you exploit that? So let's say Inferno, because Inferno is a better example in my mind if they're playing super passive. If you're playing super passive on Inferno, CT side, right? Like heavy in A site, not even pushed up to mid, like sitting in in like pit and then like insight, you can hold your flashes and smokes. You know, use the least amount of resources to take mid. And then once you do, you can use your flashes and smokes further in the site, you know, to cut off angles that way. So for example, right, if you guys are taking long and you have to throw 2 flashes over and, you know, maybe a smoke or something, you know, you're using those resources there to just take the beginning of long. But if you know there's only one guy playing there, you know, maybe you don't have to use all your nades right away. You know, then you can use your nades to smoke up cross, you know, save the nade to, you know, either nade cat, smoke cat, save the flashes. So you gotta be thinking about how to read your opponent that way, as far as how you use your own resources in game. Let's see the positioning here. Okay. Your position is okay here. There's one guy pushing up cat here. I think he just gets the pick and falls back and saves. Yeah, it's unlucky. He had 15 HP. You could have chased him, you know, but at this point, it's your first round. Your guys are money tight anyway, so it's not worth it, right? But in other situations, you really want to hunt that guy down as well, you know, get rid of the gun, but... Okay, what round are we on? 7? No, 6. You go around the world strat, you nade up cat. I like the nade up cat because they were playing... they played 2 cat a couple rounds ago. I don't know if you guys were thinking that, and like, okay, maybe we'll get some damage off of 2 guys playing cat. But the thought process was good. You didn't, they weren't there, so that kind of sucked. They played too long this round. And that works out, right? If you guys pushed long a couple times, it worked out, right? That last round. They play too long this time because they're worried about it again, right? Kind of mind games, you know, stuff like that. So you can be thinking about, okay, well, you know, we pushed long hard this time, maybe they're going to stack it so we can take cap fast, stuff like that. But I like this thought process of, okay, they're playing 2 cap last time, let's nade up and see if we can get a pick. Zion has a good pick. You guys smoke up. I think you guys split B right now, which is a good decision. Although I think the smoke is bad. Or actually, no, the smoke is good. I think your teammate here tosses a nade over, and the guy just peeks him, which is unlucky. Yeah. I'm not sure if your other teammate had a nade out too, but I mean, there's not a lot of hole you could improve on in that situation. You know, I guess you don't really need to worry about flashing over as much in this situation specifically, because you know that you already got 1 pick B, I mean mid, right? So you know there's probably only 1 in sight. So you guys got all 5 up taking sight. It's a 5v1 situation. Do you need to waste flashes in this? You know, maybe throw 1, maybe throw 2, you know. But both your teammates have nades out and the guy peeks them and just kills them. I think one of the things... Oof, that's a rough shot on Zion. Let's see. So you... Excuse me. So you have to think about, okay, you take a site, how am I going to use my nades to, you know, to my advantage? in this situation, you gotta smoke, right? And you should be smoking it up mid, double doors, kind of immediately.
Bomb has been planted.
I don't think you ever throw it, but yeah, you got. I think you got it here. Yeah, you had 2 flashes and a smoke. So if you have all 5 smokes, if your whole team had 5 smokes, you can keep that double doors smoked for the whole round, right? After you take it, I think one used for the cross, which is you need to smoke cross when you're taking B like that. But keep double doors smoked, and then throw the flashes over, right? Delay the push, because the more you delay the push in, the more you can stall, relying on the bomb timer.
Yeah, when I'm like throwing nades and stuff,
Mhm.
especially flashbangs, like I'll buy the nades just because it's like it's basically like I'm wasting $1,000 around because my flash is I feel like when I flash they delay way too much so people can see them and they always turn away.
Mhm.
So like I usually don't bother because I feel like I'm gonna get peaked as soon as I throw them. Yeah, I'm still getting
Yeah,
used to
it
those too.
comes with time and experience, right? As far as where to throw them, and like pop flashes so they can't really turn away as well. Like you're not going to see the flash coming from long on CT side. You kind of have to preemptively turn it. A pop flash, right? So if
Yeah.
you toss the nades over a certain way on the D2 wall, you can delay them. I forget the exact way how to do it, but these are things where you watch a demo of someone from iBuyPower, Complexity, as far as how they push and hold B. Um, it can these small flashes they add up, right? All right, let's see what you guys do here. So it's a save round, but one person buys an AK. Let's see what happens.
Counter-terrorists
Yeah,
win.
it's a save round, nothing happens. So I think at this point, one of the things I wrote down was the CTs have won 7 rounds already, and you guys have been pretty straightforward as how you guys commit to sites. Um, and what I mean by that is when you guys decide on a site, you commit and go fast, which is okay, right? So it's a good philosophy as well. But the CTs aren't worried about um, fakes, um, about how about rotator picks because they haven't been rotator picked, right? Um, once they see the bomb, whether it's closer to long or B, they know the bomb is probably going in that site. Now they don't rotate as fast as some teams would, but some teams like to take more risks as far as that type of stuff. They see the bomb in tunnels, their whole team's going to rotate into B, right? And if you're not there to watch the rotators from cat or mid, it can screw you up. They win that risk. That's one of the things I wrote down here. Yeah, they aren't worried about fakes. 7's a throwaway. 8. Yeah, the CTs play super passive here. They have 2 ops at this point. So you have to think about how. I forget if you hear the 2 op shots, but you have to think about how you want to play versus 2 ops, especially on this map, because if you try to work it slow with 2 oppers, you're gonna get picked off, right? You can start rolling when you have 2 ops. So a lot of times, you see 2 ops. Sometimes a B split is really good. You know, you flash over double doors mid, you know, you push through that offer, you